All right. Happy New Year. Hopefully, everybody had a great Christmas and a happy New Year. This is the first episode of 2026. If it's your first time tuning in, welcome. What I do here is I make live calls. Um, I negotiate, I overcome objections, I get yelled at, I close some deals. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you'll learn from live calls. So if you're tuning in the community, all your leads get called first. So congratulations. If you're tuning in publicly or you're watching from, YouTube and you're not in the community, you can still submit your leads to be called on the reitoolbox.com. You can head over there, submit your leads for me to call live. Keep in mind, I call the lead twice. If they don't answer, I move on to the next lead. If I do get a hold of a lead and I talk to them, let's say they get an accepted offer, but they're not available to sign a contract or maybe get a call later, it's completely up to you to follow up with those leads. So that's your responsibility. All right. So that being said, let's have some fun. Let's see. Where is the first lead? The first lead here. Let me take a look here. This one. Let's see. There's actually a few here. There's one. I called that one. See, there's one in Texas. In Texas. Okay, let's take a look at this one in Texas. You put here that it could be a good potential hedge fund deal. It is for sale by owner, so that's good. Okay. Hedge funds are buying. So if you get some leads that fits their buy box, you can offer these leads a lot more. And there's not really any photos of this thing. Hold on a second. Sometimes it'll be blurred out. Let me see if I can add it here. So the thing with hedge funds is their buy box changes a little bit, depending which one it is. Okay, so you want to make sure that if it's, I think it's this house. Let's see. Anyways, what do we have in the details you put here? Fair condition, unknown. You tried giving them a call. They're asking 289.5. This is a 3/3/2390, built 2004. Are these power lines or railroad tracks? So that's one thing I already know. These funds are very picky when it comes to these things. Can be on a main road. Usually they're picky about power lines. I mean, all that stuff. No, that looks like actually like this retention. No, this actually looks okay. All right. Well, let's try giving them a call first. Because let me see. Unrepresented buyers welcome. Transaction can be complete through seller's attorney, which may reduce overall transaction costs. So this says for sale by owner, but I mean, hold on a second. Not interested in listing with a broker. For sale by owner. Unrepresented buyers welcome. Okay. Through seller's attorney. So they're speaking third person here. Let's give them a call and just confirm that, they're the actual owner here. This is in Texas. Let's call from this. I think it's this house right here. Good area. Wow.
Hi, thank you for calling about the home for sale. It is a for sale.
Let me put on the speakers in the right setting here. All right, let's call them. And then I'm going to run some comps while it rings. This is in Houston. Back. Maybe they have a dedicated line just for that. Some sellers will do that to filter all the calls. They're actually asking a decent price. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's an agent, friend, family member helping them out. I do see the neighbor's house sold for 325. Okay. And these people are asking 289.5. And is this house look the same? It's a four, 2.5. It's a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think ours is worth somewhere around that. This one's not even renovated. Okay, well you got to get a hold of them. I think they're asking good price. Now remember, with for sale by owner, even if you can offer them exactly what they want, you have to get it less than what it's listed for, unless they agree to take it off. Okay. Right. Let's see here. Let's go to the next one. This year, you want to focus on giving more options. You have to stand apart from the competition because everybody's calling these leads, giving cash offers. You want to make sure that you are a little bit different of an approach. All right. Everybody's cash offer, cash offer, cash offer. Listen to the homeowner. Find out why they want to sell, when they want to sell, how much they want to sell for. What is their situation? It's never a one size fits all. You want to start getting comfortable with creative financing offers, structuring those, and also, novations are great and they still work. They take a while. Sometimes they can be a pain, but they still work. All right, let's go to the next lead here. This one, let's see, Augusta, Georgia. Oh, this one. This one was from the community. This is a deal. So I called this one last time. Let's see if they pick up again. I think the homeowner's ready to go at 75. I think the RV is like I think it was 140, 150, somewhere around there. I called this one last time. They didn't pick up. If you're in the community, we have these calls basically every day. And I help you analyze and run comps and all that stuff. You have all the tools you need in the community. Let's go ahead and take a look at this property. During the holidays, some people may wait until after the new year and they might slow down, but that doesn't mean you slow down. You want to keep moving forward. So this is the house here. All right, let's give him a call. Mr. Etler in Augusta, Georgia. So, Sam, this is your lead. You actually told me this guy is ready to go. Let's see. Oh, okay. So you had an objection here. Hold on a second. So this is the objection with this. He said he's ready to proceed, but is worried we might be scammers. I thought hearing an expert like you helped me lock it up. So we want to find out what gives him the impression that you're a scammer. Is it a different number? There's a lot of things, especially with over the phone. That's one of the most common objections is I only do stuff in person. How do I know you're legit? And when you approach these, first let's see if this guy answers the phone so you can hear what that sounds like. If he doesn't answer the phone, I do want to break down to you how you overcome these objections of scammers and all that stuff because there are scammers out there. I mean, there's even sellers that pretend they own a property. We had a property under contract last year, and the guy wasn't who he said he was. So it's on both sides of the fence. So you want to make sure that you're on the seller side when it comes to this stuff. So first, let's try calling this lead, and let's see if he picks up the phone. He twice. One more time. This one, the estimated value is 220. Um, but I'm conservative, so I think around 140, 180 is still a good deal. Let's call one more time, and then I'm gonna tell you how I overcome the whole objection of are you a scammer? Especially when you do stuff over the phone, it's cons is they don't see you, they can only hear you. They have see if there's any new comps here. So when a seller says, this is how you overcome, are you a scammer? Okay, because when they say that, there's something that you spoke about that they don't understand or they don't feel comfortable with. So when people ask you that, or maybe they tell you that, right? Because if somebody asks you that, of course you're going to say, no, I'm not. But you have to prove that you're not. And you got to remember, some of these people are sentimentally attached to their home. So for them to sign a contract over the phone with somebody they've never met, they don't know, it's a big decision for them. So what I like to do is first I agree with understanding their perspective, not agree that we're a scammer, but we have to agree that they should be careful. It is a big decision. So when people ask or they say, hey, how do I know this isn't a scam? Hey, that's a great question. And you should do your due diligence. The good thing about us, we've been in business for about 10 years. Okay. This is the title company we use, right? The title company is one of the greatest, things you can tell somebody to kind of overcome that objection, especially if you've already done business with them. Okay, so hey, this is the title company we use in this market. We actually closed the deal in this market a couple weeks ago. Okay, we're in the middle of closing one right now in Kent, Georgia. Georgia's an attorney state, but whenever you tell them that this is the title company that we use, that's going to let their guard down a little bit, because if it's a physical place they could walk into or call to verify, hey, do you know these guys? Oh, yeah. Right. So, the website's one thing. Anybody can make a website, but relationships is where you prove to people that you are authentic. This is a legitimate business. Title companies have to verify you, right? They have to get your information, your license. They have to verify you're the owner. Your wiring instructions, all that stuff. There's a process. So the title company vets you. You call the seller. You say, this is the title company we use. This is the escrow agent. You can go as far as say, hey, you can call this title company. This is the escrow agent we use. Give them a call. Ask them who we are. Okay. That I feel is one of the most effective ways to overcome that objection. Okay. So try that out next time. So Sam, this lead is a great lead. This is a deal at 70,000 all day. I called twice. Make sure you follow up with them. Okay. Make sure you follow up with them and see kind of where they're at. All right. So that's Mr. Edler. Okay, so this one looks like open and dropping the price from his MLS listing now. An agent is his friend, so he can cancel this if he gets an offer that works to move on from my PPC. Okay, perfect. All right, awesome. So let's take a look at this. So this is currently listed for 515. This is a nice house. So just because these leads are listed doesn't mean that they're bad leads, because we don't really know the situation with the homeowner. If somebody wants to sell their house and it's listed, that's fine. That's fine as well. Let me see if we can. Whoops. Okay. So here's the property. This is in excellent shape. Okay. Is that a Ninja Turtle? I got excited. My son loves Ninja Turtles. All right, cool. All right, so this is a nice house. Okay. Where's the kitchen? There's the kitchen. Okay. Sometimes I like to look at the kitchen. That'll really tell you. You know, bathrooms and kitchens is one of the things I look at to see how updated it is. This is a really nice kitchen. So, what do we look at when it comes to these? Well, I'm going to look at not even the price, the days on market and interest, 80 days. Okay. So, it's been on market over 2 months, 41 saves with 649 views. That is not too good. So, we already know they're asking too high. The good thing is the agent is, I guess, their friend. Okay. Now, let's see. Tucked away in the peaceful Wood Creek subdivision is beautifully 4-4, blah, blah, blah. 36-inch gas cooktop, blah, blah, blah. Fresh paint tile carpet 2020. Okay. Let's give them a call. And let's see if they can tell us a little bit more information about the seller. Okay. Because you put here not great, but open to dropping price from his MLS listing. I wonder if they might be open to a seller financing option, but we would have to get some more information. So let's give him a call. This is the agent, Mr. Carnes. And then I'm going to look up the property information here. They don't have much equity in it. They don't have much equity in it. 35% equity. Okay. Wow. Okay, so it says pre-foreclosure. Recording date was a couple months ago. So this is time sensitive. Let me see, 2.9% interest. That's pretty good. Let's call them again. You know, when they're in pre-foreclosure, I never want to tell them, hey, I pulled up your information. Looks like you're in pre-foreclosure. I want to ask them questions, let them open up to me. Now, this is the agent, so, you know, we don't know how much information they're going to tell us. Let's look at the comp. Okay. Well, one thing I want to look at is the comps real quick. Estimated value is 536. They're asking 515. They're willing to drop the price. It says they purchased it in 2021 for 381. The estimated loan balance is about 350. Monthly payments are about 1623. This thing could rent for a little bit over $2,000. And the comps, that's what I want to take a look at. Wow. I mean, there's one that sold for 700,000 right across the street. 700,000. Why did this one sell? And it was only 2 days on market. This is very comparable. It probably is in much better shape. Yeah, it is. There's one that sold for 545. Yeah, these are good comps. Dang, that one sold at 545. It was on the market for over a year. So the reason I like looking at these things is because when you're talking to sellers, these are the kind of things you have to bring up. There's one that sold for 490. And this is also comparable as well. You have 3 completely different price points, but when you're trying to get somebody to go down on price, you can't just tell them, hey, I got to be here. So this is the comp that I saw that sold for 700,000. Reason I know that is because it's on the MLS. You know, you got to have a prop stream for that. But look at this. Okay, this is in good shape. Interesting bathroom. Look at the plants. Okay. You got some minions there. All right, laundry room. Man, you got minions everywhere. Okay. Yeah. So this sold for 700,000. Oh, looks like got this nice backyard too. Ours doesn't look like this. Now, when I'm talking to people, I'm not going to really talk about this comp because if they're asking 515 and I say, "Oh yeah, this one sold for 700,000," that doesn't really help my case. Okay? You have to look at the lowest sold properties in the areas to help you with your case, especially if our property it doesn't matter if I think it could sell $700,000. If the market says, hey, this thing's not going to move and it's been almost 3 months, then that's what you have to talk about. Now, this property here, this sold for 490. This is also a comp. This is in good shape. It's not renovated or as nice as the other one, but this is what I'm going to talk about with the homeowner. So I don't think we're too far off. But obviously I'm not going to offer them 490. We have to say, hey, like this is probably a ballpark that it'll land on. Let me see if it shows how long this thing was on the market for down here. Let's see. Contingent. Dang. Look how long this thing took. July, 4th of July. They listed it for 515. Same price as ours. And they just sold it March of last year. So that took a while. And it sold for 490. Okay. So these are the things you want to talk about when you're trying to get a price out of somebody. You want to get a little bit lower. You have to talk about those things. Okay. I think this could be a good potential term deal. Okay. But we gotta talk to the agent and see. All right. Let's see what else. All right, we have one in Miami, Florida. Let's see what we got in Miami, Florida. Oh man. This thing is messed up, and that's what we like to see. Properties that are messed up are more open to taking a lower offer. Okay. Look at this property. Let's look at this, a duplex. No dumping. And you got dumping. Okay. So what's the story with this one? Needs for renovation, could be an estate sale. That's all we have. Let's go ahead and call them. I don't have a name here. Russell and Company, Inc. Let me see if I can find the name. Actually, hold on a second. This is on Zillow. What's it say on Zillow about it? Okay, so they're asking $379. It's 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Okay, and it looks like a duplex. So discover the potential in this prime redevelopment or renovation opportunity in the heart of North Miami on a 7,000 square foot lot zoned for duplex use. This 2-bedroom, 1 bath, single family home offers exceptional long-term upside for investors, builders. Well, it's been on the market for a while and they're not getting any interest. Almost 2 months, 18 saves, only 372 views. Okay. So let me call them. Excellent location. Title is clear. Property sold as is. It sounds like a wholesaler. I don't know. I'm getting kind of a little bit of a feeling based on the description, because this is a very bullet point description. Okay, well, let's give him a call. Just because it's wholesale doesn't mean we can't do a deal with them, but you just have to approach it differently. Hello. Hey, my name's Steven. I saw your property on 109th Street you have for sale. Are you still accepting offers for it? Okay. Did I catch you at a good time? I just had a few questions about it. Okay, so it says it's a duplex, right? This is a legal duplex. I'm just reading the description right now, but it said it's zoned for duplex use. Is this got it? Okay, there's only 1 meter on it. Got it. Okay. Um, okay. You don't have a few minutes to talk about it? What am I gonna do when I drive by it? Mhm. Okay, bye. Sounded busy. That's probably why you try rushing me off the phone. Let's take a look at the numbers because I think this is too high. This was listed. Hold on, what are they asking for this? 379. This was listed actually a while back for 369 and it was on the market for 177 days. Looks like they took it off. So they couldn't sell it at that price. So now we know we have to be a lot less than that. Um, you know, it is what kind of is there's a Winn-Dixie here. So it sounded like he said it, the value is more in the land. I'm gonna take a look here real quick and just see if there's anything going on here. I heard stuff in the background, so he sounded busy. Those conversations don't really go anywhere. I'm looking at some land. Hmm. The closest lot sold for $150,000, and it's the same size. Um, Let me look and see just what flips for houses are selling for, because I already see this. I mean, this needs a full rehab. Okay. Okay, you have a lot of flips in the area. Okay, here's one for 320. Here's one for 270. How many square feet is ours? Ours is 1356 square feet. This one's 1442. The investor bought it for 270. They flipped it for 475. Okay. Look at this. This is the comp. I mean, it looks better. Has a garage. So it pulls it up as a comp. I don't think it's a true comp though. I think ours is worth a lot less even after it's renovated. And I mean, you have a garage. Everything's in good shape here. Let me look at this one. Oh, okay. $205,000 for this. This is 425 square feet. Okay. This isn't a comp either. 434 square feet in Miami for 345. Wow. I mean, it's really nice. I think ours is worth more than that though, for sure. That's the closest flip though. Oh, here's this one looks pretty good. Let me see what the outside looks like. Okay, so we have what is this? This sold for 510. But the investor bought it for 320. Okay, we're getting a little bit warmer. So this one sold for 510. It's fully renovated. It looks like it has a little shed in the back. That was a parking lot at first. Yeah, so 510. Let me do something here real quick. 510, 1104 square feet. Ours is 1356. 1356 square feet. I'm assuming it needs a full rehab. And let's put this number here. Okay. I think we got to be, around 270, 280 for this. They're asking 380, 379. So it's not going to go anywhere. There's nobody saving it, nobody looking at it. It's almost been marketed for 2 months. I don't know how cooperative or communicative the seller is. He sounded like he wanted to just rush off the phone, go drive and look at it. There's no difference between me driving by this and me doing this. Look, this is me driving by it virtually. I mean, it's horrible. I need to know a little bit more about the inside. It's a single family home, but it's got 2 doors. It's like a funky setup. Yep. Okay, well, 270, 280. That's where I would be at for that one. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see, Orlando, Florida. Orlando, Florida. So what's going on? This is fully renovated. Okay. So could this be a co-living situation? I don't know. It's a good size, 2,000 square feet, 14 days, 25 saves. That's good. Let's see. So co-living properties, when you're going after these, I always say it has to be a minimum of 1,600 square feet, no HOA. I mean, this is renovated. It's in great shape. What's this? Oh, it's a beam. Oh, it's got a pool. I know some co-living guys don't like pools. All right, so what's going on with this one? Let me take a look here. They're asking 385. Okay. This updated 4.2. Okay, new AC unit. I mean, everything's brand new. So this isn't really going to be a cash offer for a flip. So I'm going to look at this as either a seller financing or a potential co-living property. Let me take a look at the zip code. Let me take a look at the zip code. That'll tell me kind of 32818. 32818. 32818. It is a pad split area, 100% average occupancy, 5 days to first booking, 41 days to 80% booking. Okay, so it's a 4.2. That's good. I believe for every 4 bedrooms, you have to have 1 bathroom. This is a 4.2. Now, the question is, how many rooms can we put in there? Looks like you could put 2 back there. It's hard to tell without a floor plan. I think you can make 2 rooms out of that living room, though. Or maybe not. It looks so much, that angle looks different. Yeah, it's hard to tell. That could potentially be 2 rooms. So I'm going to be conservative and just say, oh, hold on. Is this the living room? Yes. Okay. Yeah, you could put maybe 2 rooms there. Okay, I think maybe 8 rooms. That's just another angle. And then these are the rooms. Okay, so I think, let's say 8 rooms. One of my pad split buddies says he buys between $35,000 to $40,000 of the projected room. They're asking $385. So 8 times 35 is 280. Let me push it to 40. 320. Okay, so we got to be around 300. So they're at 385. They're a little far apart, but it is picking up interest. So I'm going to call this agent anyway. I'm assuming this is why this was submitted. It's in a good area though. So let's call let's call the agent. And then I want to take a look at the details of the property because it's high and it's getting interest. So sometimes these properties. My name's Steven. I'm calling about Blair Drive. Hello? Hey, Judith. Hey, Judith. My name's Steven. I saw your listing on Blair Drive. Are you still accepting offers for this? I'm sorry? Okay, great. I want to ask you, let me see here. I was looking at the description. I mean, the whole house is basically brand new AC unit. Um, the roof, would you happen to know the age of the roof? Okay, so it's basically new. How flexible is a seller on price? Are they motivated or, I don't know if this was an investor or what's that? Oh, it's an investor. Okay, so he's looking more for like a retail buyer, I'm assuming. Got it. Okay, I was looking at this. I thought it could be a good potential rental property. Is it worth? Do you think that the seller would be open to a price closer to 300,000 if it was cash? Okay. Do you know if he might be open to like taking payments on the property if we paid his asking price? Gotcha. Okay, no problem. Appreciate your time. Thank you. Bye. So if it's renovated like this, I mean, that's why I asked, are they an investor? They said yes. So this was a flip. So they're looking for a retail buyer. So these are things, just clues you want to look at, right? Now I'll still call it because you submitted the lead, but this year, 2026, when you guys submit these leads, make sure you get a little bit more comfortable analyzing opportunities, right? So it is renovated, which is first indication is it's not going to be like a cash offer flip kind of situation. Okay. And then the days on market and the interest. So it's been on the market for 2 weeks. It has 342 saves or 342 views with 25 saves. So there is interest on it. So when there's a lot of interest on a property that I think is priced too high, what that tells me is that this is going to sell more to a retail buyer, which is what it was designed to do because it was an investor that flipped the house. So even though it could be good potential pad splits, we really don't have a competitive advantage on our offer, okay? Because there's already so much interest on it. When you get early interest on these deals, the chances of it selling at full asking or maybe a little bit more are high. So it's not something I would consider. On top of that, it's listed as well. So, try to focus on stuff that kind of looks more of an opportunity. If it was not listed or it was in fair condition, that's a different story. The roof looks that's 219, I guess. It's got a pool. So good co-living area, but not really a motivated seller. Doesn't fit the box. Okay. All right. Let's go to. Let me see. There's another one in Miami here. Let's see. 45th. Oh, I think I called this one already. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to some of these over here. Make sure you guys are making offers, offers. I was telling the community, I got to make a shirt that says make more offers, because sometimes you don't even have to know what you're doing. You just have to get really good at, number one, finding a motivated seller. Number two, giving a ballpark of where you think you need to be at. The offer doesn't always have to be perfect. It's always better to go back to them, right? If you give an offer, whether they say yes or no, it's always good to analyze it with me in the community, and then we call them back together, or I call them, and then we get the contract. But get really good at finding opportunities, right? I do have that video on YouTube that kind of explains, what does a deal look like? If you're looking at for sale by owner, or you're doing driving for dollars, virtually or in person, what does a deal look like? What is it? What is a property worth your time to call and make an offer, right? Spending the right amount of time on the right people is crucial. You don't want to be calling a lot of properties that are fully renovated. Now, even though that last property was renovated, even though that may not be a good fit for a seller, they could be a great cash buyer. Okay. Now, it's listed with an agent. I know that they represent an investor. So if you ever get a deal in that area, do save the agent's contact information, because next time maybe you get a deal in that area, she may have that buyer may still be buying, and she's the one that can make it work. So, you always want to be talking to people, but you have to be really quick at analyzing and understanding, this is an opportunity. This is worth my time. Okay, this looks good. This doesn't look good. Okay, especially when it's outbound. Outbound, you got to go through a few more hoops, but you got to get really good at understanding what you're looking at. All right. Let's see if there's any any of these from Lead House here. This one, oh, this guy didn't even put the address. He just put the city. All right. Let's take a look at this one here. This is in Kemper, Kentucky. Hold on a second. I think I called that one. This guy, I called that one. He's supposed to be sending me stuff. Remember that Lead House now has commercial leads and vacant land leads. And those are always, in my opinion, at least the land ones, they're easier to look at. Commercial, those are bigger deals. They take a little bit longer. Let's call this one. I think I called this one last time, but they didn't pick up. Is their house blurred? Huh. Okay. But yeah, land is great. It's easier to comp. It's, depending what kind of land is being used for. Sometimes those are faster deals. Could be development, could be, residential new construction. I don't know why they blurred the tree, but it's like they blurred. They're trying to blur. Where did we go here? Hold on a second. Where did the house go? There it is. Okay. All right. Good size lots. Let's see. They're asking 350, little to no repairs. Reason for son, moving near my sister. She has cancer. Wow. Okay, so they're gonna be motivated. The price doesn't, I don't really care about the price. Let's just give them a call and learn a little bit more about what their needs are. Mrs. Reyes. Oh, one more time. Something about thinking about doing, well, I will be doing. If you're in the community, I'm just gonna start giving uh free lists away, or like I'll do like a monthly drop because I do prizes based on whatever market you want. But maybe every month I can start dropping a list, and then everybody can call the list. First person gets the deal and they want a JV, we can make it happen. I'll select specific areas that are near metro cities or in metro cities. But I'm going to start doing that this year as well. Let's call this one again, see if they pick up. I'm going to run some comps on it. Don't ever run comps while it's ringing or after you've spoken with them. Oh. Pick up the phone. Let's go to the next one. I'm also going to be doing a 2-hour live stream again this month, probably in a couple weeks. I'll probably start doing this every month. Oh, you couldn't hear the phone? Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm going to have another special guest. Most of you will recognize who he is, but we'll be doing another 2-hour live stream. And we're only going to be calling inbound leads. So if you tuned in the last time when I was with Steve Trang, that was what, November 14th or that week, we were on for 2 hours. The very first leads we spoke to ended up being contracts. Okay. So I'll probably start doing that every month with a guest, and we'll just have fun. We'll just call some inbound leads and see what happens. You'll never know what you're going to get with them. So I'm going to put this one discovery. Let's call some of your leads here. So here's one. I think this one in Naples I called before, unless it was resubmitted. Yeah, this one's still in the market. That thing's not going to move. Let's see. That's not going to move. What about this one? Oh, that's flood damage. I called that one too. The hedge fund I called. This one in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Did I call this one? I don't think so. Okay, so this one's fully renovated. I can already tell you that this was an investor, so I'm not going to waste unless you guys submit leads that you've spoken to. And I see here in the notes, let me see. I don't know if you spoke with this person. You call them, but they didn't answer. Okay. So if you submit a lead that's fully renovated, like I can tell this is a straight like investor looking for a retail buyer, I am probably going to skip it and save you time. Now, if you've spoken with them and they're motivated to sell, they need the money quick, then we'll have a conversation. But if you submit a lead that's fully renovated and has interest, and you haven't spoken to them, you don't know the situation, I'm just going to skip it. All right. That's part of knowing what leads to speak with. And this is mainly for outbound, because outbound, for sale by owner, but mix it up. Facebook Marketplace is actually something that some people don't really use. And I know a newbie from the community, their first contract, they started like in 2 weeks. Their first contract came from a Facebook Marketplace. Okay. They called the person, they gathered information, they sent me a message, say, Steven, this person's motivated. I found them on Facebook Marketplace. It's not listed, still off market. This is the price they want. Here's some photos. Like, it was a deal until an agent got involved and messed everything up. But the point is, it was a lead. It needed work, number one. So there's value out there. Number two, it was off market. The agent was just assisting with the transaction. The only thing is, the agent was not investor friendly. They actually messed it up for both sides. Not everything's going to close. Not everything's going to be a deal. You have to learn how to let go and keep moving forward. There's a lot of leads out there. But when you're going for Zillow, Fizbos, and stuff like that, you got to be really targeted about what you're going after. And if you're in the community, every month I give away prizes. The first place winner, for the last prize, they won an AI driving for dollars list already skip traced in whatever market you want. Remember that AI bot I told you guys about? It scans a city or zip code. It looks for all the distressed properties, puts them on a list. It skip traces them. I gave that away, and then I gave a free PropStream account away. So all that stuff that's distressed is always worth calling because there's some kind of distress on the outside. The outside looks horrible. The inside probably looks horrible as well. Okay, let's call another one. I'm going to skip this one. Hold on a second here. Let's see. This one is also in Bartlesville. Nice. Okay. All right. So this one, is this still available? It's still available. Okay. This is in fair shape. Good. I mean, the kitchen looks updated. Whatever. I'll call this one anyway. It looks okay. I think it's worth a call. Just to see if, I don't know what the situation is. I can never judge how motivated a seller is based off the asking price. And if it's listed, and you're talking to an agent, you're just gathering information. But this is the property. Let me see. Let me make sure. I want to make sure that I'm sharing my audio. For whatever reason, it wasn't sharing earlier, but it should now. All right, so this is the house. I mean, this is in great shape. It's like the kitchen's like kind of updated. How's the bathroom? Okay. Bathrooms look okay. I don't know about those cabinets. So, this isn't fully renovated. Okay. Good backyard. All right, let's give him a call. Let's see what happens. This is an agent. So now, since this is listed with an agent, I'm just going to run some quick comps on this just to see what numbers I'd have to be at. I'm also going to see what the situation with the property details are. I'm only doing it this way because, I'm calling your leads. So I want to make sure you know where to pick up after I leave them. So they have good equity. Damn, they got this for $1,000 in 1994. Yeah, so they have a good amount. I estimate balance 27,000. Doesn't make sense. Let me see here. Maybe it was about another property here. Let's see. This was 2013. Okay. It's been on the market for 24 days. They're asking 140, but it's been on Zillow for 17 days. And there's 60 saves, 456 views. That's good. Estimated value says 105. So when I'm looking at these comps, I'm not really going to look at what are flips selling for because this could be a flip, but if it's in good enough shape, I want to see what landlords are paying as well. I'll be making a video on YouTube here in a few days on what tools I would advise you to use. The ones that I use in my business for 2026. There's a lot of different tools and different processes I use. Also, I'll be updating a brand new acquisitions course, 100% free if you're in the community, on some new strategies. Okay, so we got 76. The landlords are paying around, dang, I thought they were going to pay higher. They're not paying anything here. Yeah, they're like paying 70,000. What's the highest selling one here? 76. Well, we're a little far apart. I don't know the seller situation, so I'm going to call them anyway. But try to start doing this. Try to start calling the agent, okay, and finding out a little bit more about why the person wants to sell. Are they motivated to sell? Are they firm on price? Are they flexible on price? If they're firm on price, do you think they're open to taking payments? We'll take care of your commission. There's different ways to explain it to people or to agents. The agent may not even be investor friendly. So we have to explain to them in simple as possible. All right, let's give this one a call. All right, let's do that. Let's call again. Let's call one more time. But I think we got to be at 60,000 for this. The flippers are paying 30. The landlords are paying around the highest. What? Highest was 76. Maybe you could go up to 7. But hey, Cody, my name's Steven. I came across your listing on South Oak Avenue. Are you still accepting offers for it? Okay, great. Let me pull this up. This is the one on in Bartlesville. Sure. Quick question. I was looking at this as a potential rental. I mean, we're an investment company. We may or may not be the best fit for it, but is the seller, are they motivated? Are they flexible on price? Uh-huh. Mm, gotcha. Okay. All right. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know why it's not. Give me 1 second here. Not sure why the audio's, but the conversation went exactly as I thought it was going to go. Not a motivated seller. Okay. You couldn't hear the agent. Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know. I don't know why you couldn't hear the agent, but the conversation didn't go anywhere. The seller's not. He basically said that the seller was not flexible. They're firm on the price, and they're not open to any kind of creative financing or anything like that. So, but these are things you kind of you kind of want to ask. Another thing you can do if you're going after Zillow stuff, don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you're going after Zillow for sale by owner, save the criteria. Save the criteria of where you want to be, the price points. You can even draw. I have a whole video explaining how to do this stuff. But when you're starting out or you're doing any kind of outbound marketing, driving for dollars virtually as well, for sale by owner, Facebook Marketplace. In the community, I posted a lot of free ways and paid ways to start doing some marketing. There's nothing but like inbound is my favorite, but when you're doing outbound, anytime it's listed up with an agent and they're not investor friendly, you're adding another hoop to jump through. So I know you can hear that call, but that's exactly how it went. They're not really motivated. I think it sounded like I woke the agent up. So they kind of like got to the point. But yeah, the house it's in fair shape. It could be a good flip as well, but I mean they're asking 140. The highest sold price is 76 from an investor. Okay. What was I going to show you here real quick? All right. So I was going to show you, let me see. Oh, the tools. Okay, cool. So if you haven't already, make sure that you check out the free school community. The link is in my bio, or you can go to reitoolbox.com. I'm going to be adding a few things new videos, round robin leads, list drops, prizes. I'm going to start having monthly prizes. I'm going to mix it up. But the last first prize was also really cool. Free prop stream accounts, access to workshops, and all this stuff. The community is free. Okay. So nothing gets better than free. Okay. And we have calls, a lot of calls throughout the week there. But guys, hope you enjoyed it. Have a great new year. Make offers. If you need anything, let me know. I will see you guys next time. Have a